Hi guys, Dorota International nail artist and educator here, and today we are gonna be painting a really nice and classic Christmas nails. Have a preview of them in here. I love them and I hope you think the same, so let's start. We are gonna connect one stroke with the sugaring, and I think it is an absolutely amazing Christmas nail art idea. So first of all, here is a question I get asked a lot. Do you paint your tips white? No guys, I do actually get them like this as a set of the tips, and then I just peel them like this, apply on the tip holder and buff them. Okay, so they just come like this. We've got them on the website, so get this question asked a lot. Now we are gonna do a mixture of some white, so I'm using 173. And I'm gonna do it like an window, I would say, like a rounded-ish shape. So just painted it like a rounded shape and then give it a cure. On this one we are gonna go halfway, so like this side is gonna be white. And it almost doesn't make sense, but it does make sense, like the tips got different color and they can be sometimes see-through, so I still paint it even if it's white for this design. Okay, and then on this one we are gonna go full color, so 174. I actually quite like it to keep it all in the same color. Then later on I can do like a really beautiful inspiration boards for you, and I love it guys, like how everything is in the same shades. It looks fantastic for Instagram and all those other social medias as well, like when I'm kind of connecting all those tips from different years. Okay, so I'm just painting this one. And this red, if you really work it through it, you might pull it in one layer. So that's an extra bonus for it, you know. Okay, so now we are gonna color it in here. And what you can do it is you can just try to play with your brush. My hands are pretty shaky today, maybe too much coffees. And we do still wake up too early with Patrick, like, I mean, it's still very dark. So have to drink a lot of coffee in the morning. And then I'm just picking up a small scoop of this color on my mixing palette, and I'm gonna perfect it. Just so it looks neater. And then cook it. Okay, this one is ready for a top coat, so our next step is to apply the High Shine No Wipe Top Gel. This one needs the other side, and again I'm just going to use the brush. If I manage to get it nice and neat, I would leave it, but I don't think so. So quite often I would just need to touch it up with the small brush. Yes, definitely. And then cook it. Okay, top coat over this one. And this one is ready for bathing. Okay, so this way we have prepared our backgrounds. And now I can squeeze the acrylic paints. We are going to use some red, just a small scoop of it. And I like to always clean the bottles with the baby wipes, like to remove the dry paint. And then some white. Grab the demaster brush. And I'm just softening it a little bit in the water. Yeah. And then picking up on the higher part of my brush white color and the lower part of my brush the darker color. Usually I prefer this combination the most, and then start mixing my paint. Oh, you can see how my hands shake today. Okay, and now we are gonna paint some simple flowers. Let's do it from the top in here, as I've got some empty space there. Nice and slow. Go to the top and then start coming back. The slower you paint, the nicer results you get, and more paint you will leave on your tips. And I do prefer it acrylic paints over the gels, just because I find it is much faster. You can pull it with the one layer, and you don't have to lose your time curing the gels. So definitely much faster. You can see it, especially for those simple flowers like I'm doing today. Like, they are very simple. I'm kind of creating them with the touches of the brush. So touch, touch, go to the top, and then come back. We've got some leaf, another leaf, just with the touch, just with the touch. Such a fast way to paint a beautiful nails, and my clients are always very, very impressed how this turns out. They are like, oh, how do you use like two colors at the same time? That looks so pretty. So I do really encourage you to learn this technique. And I do show lots of designs, guys, on this channel. Okay, we had to pick up the phone as usual, like there is always so much stuff going on. So I do re-water my brush a little bit, just because during that time the paint got dry a little bit. So always remember, the consistency is a key as well, like the way you pick up your paint and the way it feels. So I re-picked up my paint, and now I'm just gonna add another petal. I am not happy with the first one, which we didn't finish because of the coal, so I'm just gonna go over it, and I can do so because the paint is already dry, and just clean it up, and that's look already much better. I'm gonna leave this one just the way it is. Okay. Sorry, guys. And since I'm using the brush and it's quite nice, like nice and soft, I've got great amount of the water. Look, I'm drying it out. I'm just gonna quickly paint something similar on this one. And I love to give you an ideas of the similar designs, like on few different tips, because you can kind of adjust it. So let's do it. Maybe the flower right in the middle and here. Nice and slow. There is no way you could paint it faster, like using any other technique. It's just a small touches of the brush. And depending on the level, sometimes I would really outline the design, add lots of detail, but for those fast sound-friendly designs, it is absolutely perfect just to leave it, the petals, the way you painted them with the brush, without outlining them. Okay, so for a balance, I like to go opposite sides. I'm quite happy with it, just leave it alone. Clean my brush, and if I stop painting, I leave lots of water on my brush. Okay, this way my brush is going to be ready straight away for a next part. Now we are going to grab some detailer brush and add very simple detail. For detailing work, you want to work pretty watery. Okay, and actually we should put maybe something inside. No, let's make this flower more complicated by adding another row. It feels a little bit too simple, but you could leave it that way as well. I just wanted it to be fuller, so I'm just squeezing in. That's too wet. You can see it, my paint is like almost like a watercolor. So I'm just repicking it because my brush had lots of water in it. And now I've got better consistency. You will be able to see it straight away in the quality of the petals. Okay, and I'm just squeezing the small petals inside. Perfect. Let's do it the white detail. So I can add a couple of the dots in here, couple dots in there, and then couple dots inside. Nice and tiny dots. That's it. Same in here. Nice and small. If you want, you could also outline your leaves a little bit. I've got beautiful curve in this one, so we are going to use that. You can almost like bend them even, so they look different shape. And since we don't need something on the one side, I'm just going to touch up this side too. That was a little bit strong. Clean the brush. Next step. So for our next step, we are going to apply top coat again because we need to protect our acrylic paints. But believe or not, if you're working like with actual acrylic powder, you can do 3D flowers and then you can paint them with the acrylic paints, and that will last. You don't have to put the top coat over it. And I use acrylic paints also on my Christmas bubbles. You could do it on your brush case, glass case, like, you know, anything, like absolutely anything. Let's top coat this one so we can have this design ready for the next step as well. I've got I've got something there. There we are. Let's cook it. Top coat this one. And I don't know, like I never thought about using flowers for a Christmas designs, but then this year it just came to me like, why not? Like, I mean, it looks fantastic. We are putting flowers on our Christmas tree. Like I've got some roses, I've got some poinsettia flowers, and that's where the idea came from. Like, since we start decorating Christmas trees with lots of different floral decorations, we could actually use that in the nails as well. So try to grab your inspiration, guys, from like around it. I think it is a fantastic way to do it later on the client's nails. Okay, let's do another one. So my brush is still quite nice. I just added a drop of the water and I'm gonna mix the paint again. Look, also, like I did actually mix this one very dirty, so I don't have any white. It was mainly pink, which it turned it out. I'm just gonna pick up a fresh space. It is absolutely okay to pick up such a dirty mixture. I actually find that it looks more natural than like two very separate colors. Like I don't like to use one stroke technique with colors which are extremely separate because I feel it looks very fake then. Okay, so I do not have a white, I've got more of a pink and red. And just paint like nice and fast couple of the flowers and the leaves. brush is getting too dry, I have pick up a drop of the water. So when do I know that the brush is getting too dry? Let me show you. Can you see it? This one is nice and smooth, and this one start getting like an not even edges. So that means the paint was getting too dry. And obviously the longer you paint, the more times you will have to introduce this water into your design. That's it. Such a simple way. Okay, we need to buff them as well. So add couple detail in here. And you can see it, I'm doing so even with very shaky hands today. Buffing nails on a client, again, I feel like it's much easier because they do not come off. Obviously they are attached, so it's much faster than doing so on the tips. Okay, that's me happy. And then let's paint something in here. So again, I'm picking up my paint. And what is happening here, guys, is the paint is started drying on the top. So it's quite hard on the top and then very soft on the bottom. Ideally, what you want to do, sometimes you want to kind of move this paint or even mix it. So you've got only wet paint here. You can see it is nice and shiny. And this one is matte. So when it's dry, it becomes matte. Can you see I have moved away the matte and it's become shiny. So this way it is going to be easier for me to pick up this paint. Okay, because before I had those dry shell, I would call it shell. And this way I've got nice consistency. If necessarily, I've got a drop of the water in here and I can just add it in. Okay, another flowers. So this one I'm going to place here on the side, like a really big one. Re-pick up my paint. Add something on the top, add something on the bottom, and then another row of the petals. Each time when I'm painting the row of the petals, I'm trying to squeeze it in between the previous petals. Okay, so this way they really stands out. Happy with this one, and then here we have to do something different. So we are gonna paint like an leaf. Single leaf. And then bigger on this side. Honestly, I'm doing so with very shaky hands today. Nice and tiny leaf. And another one. A bit dry paint, pick up the water again. That's it. Okay, add those dots, maybe some lines as well. So I'm just cleaning my brush and make it nice and soft, because when we keep the acrylic paints on our brush, it can become a bit solid, like, you know, the paint is drying on the acrylic brush. On the brush, the acrylic paint is drying on the brush. And now I'm just adding couple of those very small lines. We've got them here. Don't worry if they are kind of like not fully covered. That still looks really nice and pretty. Make sure there is only very little product on your brush. Happy with this one. Here I cannot put too much detail because I want to squeeze in some snowflakes later on. Perfect, let's top coat it. And to be honest, guys, we have actually done 5 designs, which is wow. I am so happy with the amount of the designs which we have done it. Okay, top coated. Now I am more precise with the top coat because this is our final top coat. We are not gonna buff it anymore. So I want to make sure it is really nice and pretty. Check how the light reflects on it. Now, in this time, guys, you can hit the share button. What you could do it, you could share it on Pinterest. Like there is a way to do it so the other people can see it. You could share it with your best friend, Niltech, so she can learn it as well. Like, because I feel like what else we could do it with this design. I know we are so far away from it, but imagine putting couple hearts in here and you've got Valentine design. Like, I think that's what really go for any time of the year, for a summer, for a winter, for a Christmas, and for Valentine's Day. Very universal, universal design. Okay, next step. So we want to use the white gel, and I do have my spatula here. Pick up a small scoop of it. And then start next part. Okay, so let me grab this tip. No, that was just freshly cooked. I need to pick up the one which was full. Oh, come on. I've got it right on the end. Okay, so on this one we are just gonna add a couple of the snowflakes, like so. Dotting tool, and let's make it wintry. So I can squeeze one snowflake in here, and I can squeeze one snowflake in there. I'm painting on top of the top coat. Couple of the single snowflakes. You could also add couple dots inside the flower, so we can sugar them as well. Clean my brush because, so I'm using water now to soften my detailer brush because it was used in the acrylic paint, it became hard. And now I'm just cleaning it off. I do not go like this. I'm kind of rolling the brush, make sure it's nice and clean. Check it, how it's behaving. It is behaving quite nice, so I can start swapping the product. So I have swapped the product from the acrylic paints into the gel. And now I'm just dragging look how tiny this brush is. Okay, some easy snowflakes. Gosh, look at my hands. Can you see it, Patrick?
Yes.
Oh, it's terrible. So yes, you can learn the one stroke even with the shaky hands. You can...
One stroke actually is not bad to have a shaking hand.
Yes, it actually can help as well, isn't it?
Yes. It's irregular.
It's irregular, it gives a nicer blend, absolutely. So yeah, the more shaky hands you've got, then the more one stroke you offer to your clients. A solution.
This technique is for everyone.
But I had to actually learn one stroke with the left hand as well because I love it so much and I love it on my nails. I had to learn, and also when I was teaching like on trainings, the people which are left-handed guys are having a big struggle when it comes to the one stroke. So I had to really learn that and to help them understand this technique, how to do it with the left hand as well. I might actually maybe do it, like let me know guys how many of you is left-handed, so we could maybe record on one stroke for the left-handed. It will be a big struggle for me, as I say, I'm right-handed, but I could probably do that as well. Now we are gonna do some design in here. I need to be quiet because my hands are shaking so badly.
That's not one stroke.
And that's not one stroke, see guys? Now I'm gonna place 2 more. So first of all, I'm just gonna work out my distance and then make them bigger, otherwise it might be too difficult to work it out where to squeeze them. Okay, so we've got something like this, couple of the dots in between. So I'm going from the largest dot to the smallest dot. And even doing the dots is quite difficult with the shaky hands. Okay, snowflake, or maybe leave it alone. Yeah, let's leave it this one alone, no snowflakes. Sprinkle it with the sugar. Okay, on this one, we are gonna go with the jumper. Again, something very difficult with the shaky hands. Okay, and then D-liner brush. Just let me check what was used for. I have no clue, so I need to clean it. I'm using UV cleanser. Pick up the gel, exercise it. and the most difficult part now.
Yeah, I see.
Can you actually see it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Guys, that's Dorota shakes, not the camera.
Is it? Oh my goodness, this is terrible. I don't know why today like this.
Early morning.
Early morning, yeah. Okay, leave it just the way it is. I don't want to break it. Sugar it and then cook it. Here, okay, I'm just gonna even this out a little bit more. Got it. And what we want to do it in here. Okay, I know what we will do. We will do different type of jumper. Lots of small lines. Perfect. And now here on this one, I'm actually gonna add some snowflake as well. Clean the excess of the product from the brush. Sugar it. Okay, let me see what we've got. Okay, so we've got this one ready. I think we've got just one more to do it, maybe not. Okay, we've got this one, so it can go to our collection. I'm gonna place it in here. I will show you all of them in a second. We do have that one. Pretty, very pretty. Let's place it in the middle because it's so beautiful. This one. I love it too. It can go in here. Two. Okay, I need to paint something quickly in here. Oh, let's maybe make my life easy. And we are gonna do just some hearts. Okay, now I'm just gonna grab the brush again and perfect them. Couple dots so we can sugar it. And then sprinkle it. Fantastic. Okay, I can show you all of them together now. So we've got one more in here. Clean it. And this one is gonna go in there. We actually have no room for all of them. This one is gonna go in here. And the other one is ready too. So normally you want to cure it like at least 60 seconds, your sugar. I have unfortunately no room for the last one, so I will place it here, but that's how they turn it out. I think it is a really interesting design, something completely different for Christmas, but not only for Christmas as well. And I hope, guys, you have really enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a like, share, or leave me a comment. I'm sending you huge glittery hacks and looking forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye!